everybody. We're so glad that you're here today joining us for ballet. This class is intended for levels 1 and 2, but could be a great class for people that are older that are looking to brush up on some skills or make sure that they are keeping up with their technique. Today I have Miss Leah here helping me. We hope that everybody at home is doing all kinds of wonderful things that include reading and writing and just being creative. I know this time can be a little bit scary, and taking dance class online can seem kind of weird, but we really encourage you to lean into it because we're gonna have a lot of fun today, and we hope you do too. All right, ready? All right, so we're gonna start today with just a nice good warm-up. You always want to be able to warm up your muscles before you get started with any activity. So we're gonna start with some skips. Skips should be done with good pointed toes, a nice engaged core, so keeping those animal crackers inside your belly, lifting up through your pelvis and lengthening out through the front of your leg with those pointed toes. So we're gonna do that with some music for just a few seconds. All right, ready? You ready? We are ready. Okay.
Are our hands gonna be on our hips?
Yes, ma'am. Leah asked a great question. She asked, should her hands be on her hips? And that is yes. So while we're skipping, we want to have some nice, good princess posture. So our hands are on our hips and we're lifted with our chests up.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I might play with the volume.
Okay.
Are you gonna talk through this part or just demonstrate? I just want to.
We'll demonstrate it and then I'll stop and I'll talk here in a second.
Okay.
Stretching part of our class. So we're going to start with some port bras that will lead us into our plies. So we're going to start in first position with our arms down, making sure that our thumbs are tucked and we're airing out our armpits. So it's like you're holding balloons. Yes, our shoulders are down, our ribs are engaged, and we're smiling. Ready for it.
The second song?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. We're gonna go first, second, lengthen, and down. And again. And second, and down. Remember, our first position stops right at our belly button, so our arms look like ski slopes. Second and down. are spiraling our legs. So arms are in a second. We're gonna reach, 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 reach. Make sure that belly is engaged. And we're gonna reach over, looking up at the ceiling with our shoulders down so you can see a nice long neck. Coming up. Other way. Up. To the right. And down. And swinging. Back. And back. And down. And reaching. Trying to keep our toes forward. Miss Leah is going to try to keep her head on her shin if she can. And she is going to reach, 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 reach.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I had it like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're going to plie with that left knee. Just bending it and straightening it. Bend and straighten. Bend. Bend. And we're going to swing through like as if we're touching water and coming up. We're going to go the other way. And up. And flat back. Good. And arching back. Good. And forward. Other side. She's trying to put her shin and her forehead, trying to connect. Her back is elongated and her hips are parallel to the mirror. So try to, yeah, good adjustment. Excellent. And then we're going to start with that plie on the right side. And plie. Straighten. Plie. Straighten. Plie. Straighten. Good. Now we're going to just walk our hands to the right. And we're going to make our hips nice and parallel to the floor. Both of our toes are headed in the direction to the right side. And we're trying to put our forehead on our shin. And our arms are reaching forward. Our shoulders are down and back. Excellent. Nice straight knees. Excellent job. And then we're going to go head down into a lunge, making sure all of our toes and our foot is on the floor. Our leg is at a 90-degree angle, as you can see. Her shoulders are down. Good. And she's going to release that left leg onto the floor. Excellent. And at this point, she has the option to reach her left hand or her right hand back to grab her toes. Good. And she's going to try to bend her elbow. So her elbow goes up to the ceiling. Good. And she still has those animal crackers in her belly, and her left shoulder is still pulling down and back. Good. And release. Come back to your lunge. Good. And then you're going to sit back onto your left foot. Good. And she's going to reaching forward. Try to lengthen out her spine so that she can put her belly button on her thigh and her head on her shin. Excellent job. And point that toe, point, point, point. Beautiful. And come on up. Back through the lunge. And then she's going to straighten and flex. And go to her side stretch. So she's going to bend at that right knee, keeping that foot flat on the ground, making sure these toes are nice and pointed, and then she can sit down into it. As long as that heel stays on that floor, you can sit down into it. Otherwise, this is completely fine. Good, and she's going to press up. And do everything on the left side. Lunge. And bend. Yes. Shoulders down and back. Breathe. Good, extend that right leg as long as you can. And you can release, reaching back. Good, trying to bend that elbow, shoulders down, back, and release. That's probably gonna need to be repeated one more time. Sorry.
It's got to, oh.
I don't think there's a fourth one. Thank you. Good, and we'll rotate side and lunge to the left. Excellent, really making sure that knee doesn't go over those toes. Excellent. And then coming on up, and she's in the center, so she can slide through her center stretch nice and carefully. And she's gonna sit on the floor with her knees up to the ceiling, and her toes are nice and pointed. Her ribs are stacked over her hips. She's gonna come in first. Lower those arms just a little. Good, and open. And then she's gonna do the same thing, reaching over. Up at the ceiling, making sure that her left hip stays on the floor. And then she's gonna come up and then try to lay down on that leg. Yes. And watch this leg so that it keeps rotating this way. Yeah. Beautiful. Excellent job, Leah. Coming on up and reaching the other way over. Up towards the ceiling, making sure that right leg stays on the floor and it's rotated, looking up past your armpit. Good, and coming up. And laying down over it. Nope. Ooh, left leg. I got you, girl, you're good. Yes. Good, and she's reaching, reaching, reaching. Excellent, and coming on up. And arms are gonna go to second. Now they're gonna come up to fifth. And she's gonna hold on to it as much as she can as she goes towards the floor, keeping the rotation, and then releasing onto the floor. And then lengthening while keeping those hips down and back. So you're trying to not just put your nose on the floor, but instead you're trying to lengthen your back and think more of your belly button going to the floor. Good. Excellent job. And then come on back up, and we're gonna squeeze those legs together. All right, so we're gonna sit up nice and straight. Make sure you can feel your sits bones on the floor as we do this next exercise. So our arms are gonna go first and second, and then they're gonna float. So just the fingertips are sitting on the top of water, like you're about to make a ripple with your middle finger onto the water. Our legs have glue in between our thighs so that they're squeezing together. And we're gonna go with pointed toes first, and then we're gonna go to demi point, and flex, and demi point, full point, demi point, flex, and demi, point, demi, flex, then turning out through first, demi point, full point, close, flex, turn out, demi point, full point, in, flex. Continue to do this, yes? As you're doing this, I want you to imagine that your legs are candy canes, and the ribbon is your muscle. The red part is your muscle, and it's wrapping around your bones from all the way through your hips, spiraling all the way down through your toes. So we're not just turning out from our knees, but you're looking at the inseam of our legs as we're pressing through. Good. Flex, turn out, and point, and now we're gonna lift our right leg. So it's gonna lift and lower, nice and controlled. Lift, lower, really pressing through our belly button. Excellent job, everyone. You guys are doing so great at home. Good. One more. Trying to lengthen. Think about your candy cane leg, and your left leg's gonna go 1, 2.
Did you want this music? I'm sorry, I didn't.
This one's fine.
Okay.
These are plies, but totally good.
I forgot to switch.
One more. There you go. And we're gonna flex, turn in, and our arms are gonna come up nice and tall, and we're gonna try to lower our bodies towards our legs. Just hold on here. Shoulders are down and back. Excellent. We're going to point our toes and keep reaching. Excellent job. And we're going to flex, turn out, point, flex, and we're going to pretend we're going to plie. So keeping our feet nice and straight on a line, pulling them up, pointing through our toes, and pulling them together so our heels are nice and lifted here. Holding. Good. Yes, hold. Arms come to first. Pulling them in a little bit more if you can. And then you can let them lay down into your butterfly stretch. Careful to not let all your belly fall over your legs. You want to keep it nice and straight and lifted high. Yes. Good. We're going to reach forward. And coming on up. All right. You ready to move on to, oh wait, I forgot one thing. Onto our belly. Yes? Okay, so we're going to lay down first, and our arms are going to be extended, and we're going to do something called a roll-up. So Leah is going to roll up, trying to keep her legs nice and straight. Mom and Dad at home, you guys are welcome to just put a little pressure on those toes. The goal here is our abs are helping us get up and not our legs. Yes. Do 2 more. 1. And 2. Good. You got to maybe do about 10 of those, but for time we're going to move on. You can continue to do those. She's now going to roll onto her belly. So face that. And from here, she's going to pretend she's a Superman or Superwoman, and she's going to come up, and she's going to kick. She's swimming or flying. Shoulders are down and back. Up, 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 and release. And then one more time. Up, 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 up. And release. Good. And then she's going to press up. Stretch out her back. Keep her legs glued together for right now. Hips on the floor. Shoulders are down. Neck is nice and long. Try to push those shoulders down, Leah. Yes. Good. And then she's going to try to put her feet on her head. Good. Nice pointy toes. Shoulders down. Excellent. And she's going to push back in the child's pose. And then she's going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, head being the last thing that rises. Now we are ready for bar. Okay. You ready? Okay.
And we start over with that.
Friends at home, so we are addressing multiple different levels, but ballet is one of the really cool things that almost every single class starts the same. So it's like coming home almost. Especially if you're homesick for your friends or your family members that you can't be around. Ballet is a great thing to know that you can come home to at all times. So we're going to do it at the bar. Because of time and for the recording, a traditional ballet class almost does everything at the bar, also in the center. So you can use a chair or a countertop, and then for an added challenge or to continue your practice, you can repeat anything we do at the bar away from the bar, in the center, in the hallway. I do want to caution you to please try to refrain from doing any turning on carpet. And making sure that you're in a nice solid place where you're not going to trip over things or your toes might get caught, because that wouldn't be fun. And we want you safe and healthy. All right, you ready? So for plies, we're going to start with our feet together. Okay, toes are nice and wide, arms are down in a preparatory position. They're going to come up, and then we'll settle them on the bar. Okay, and remember, just like you're playing the piano, it's just your fingertips, no need to grip. We don't like that. We're going to do 4 plies, okay? And then we're going to open first. We'll do them in first. We'll do them tendu second. And then we'll tendu fifth. And then we'll tendu fifth. All right? Plies. Keeping that idea that you have legs that are candy canes and the ribbons are spiraling, which is causing your body to turn out naturally. Yes? All right, here we go. Oh, get together, sorry. here. Plie, lengthening out the front of our bodies. 3. And 4. Good, and we're gonna add an elevate here, so nice straight knees. Watch those ankles. We don't want them turning in or turning out too much or gripping the floor. Plie. And first position. Here we go again. We're gonna go plie and straighten. Plie and straighten. Making sure that core is still engaged. Knees are opening. Open, lifting through our pelvis. And rise. Rotating through these thighs like candy canes, pushing that belly button in, yes, hips are down, and lower, and straighten, tendu, and second position, turning out, and we're going to go plie, and straighten, and plie, straighten, straighten, and plie, straighten, rising up, nice strong elevate, your legs are taking root, good, and plie, we're going to tendu fifth, so you're going to come to tendu, your feet are going to extend and spread out, and you're going to drag that heel to meet the big toe of your opposite foot. You're straightening your knees and pulling up through your legs. To do this again, we're going to plie and straighten. And plie, engage that belly button. Good. And plie and straighten. One more. Plie and straighten. And then we're just going to rise. Try to keep the rotation, think the candy canes, press up, and plie. Good, and we're going to tendu with our back foot as it brushes out through second, and then the toes extend and spread out, and we drag it across, standing nice and straight, thinking of lengthening out the front of your body as long as it can. Plie, straighten, plie, straighten, plie, straighten, plie, and straighten. Then elevate up. Hold, press, press, press. Buttons in. You got a little too close to the bar. There you go. Good. And plie. Good. And tendu. Back to first. Good. And arms are going to float down. Excellent job. All right, Miss Dana, can you pause that for just a second? Some of my Ballet 2 friends or some of my in-between level friends, you guys are always welcome to add a grand plie in there. As we do a grand plie, the big thing that you're looking for is that as you're going down, you're also coming up. So there's no squatting or bouncing. But the moment it hits that peak place, it snaps and comes back up. Okay? So you can always modify or switch it up and do 2 regular plies and 2 grand plies. The reason why I kept you facing towards the bar is going to help with our hips. One thing we notice a lot is that when we're always facing side, it's easy to let those hips stay, while when you're facing something, that helps the hips stay in place to really be able to find that candy cane feeling. Yes? Sound good? All right, we're going to do some tendus. Okay?
Ready for the next song then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So for our tendus, and the purpose of practicing plies, guys, is to help your jumping and your stability when you get back to dance class. Tendus are going to help strengthen and straighten your legs and your instep, so whenever you're able to do batmas or leaps or anything like that, if you brush your leg out, your tendu is going to help you. So we're gonna do them in first. We'll do them coming second, closing front and first, or in fifth, and then back, side. Yes, and then we'll do back, okay? Here we go. And arms are gonna stay at the bar for right now so we can really focus on our cores and our legs. So our arms will start down, they'll come up, and we'll just play the piano. Yes, you can actually take one step back from the bar too. Beautiful. All right, first position, here we go. Good, and first. And we're gonna lengthen, point, back, and lengthen, point, and back, and front, and back, and front, point, lengthen, back, and side, point, side, front, side, point, side, back, side, point, side, front, side, point, and back. And going back, point, and close again, point, and close. Nice straight legs, point, hip stays forward, close one more, and close, and then side, side, and close, side, and front, side, and the last one here is going to go back to first. Okay, and a great modification for these is you could do the whole thing always coming home to first. Okay, so if fifth position is a little bit hard, that's totally fine. 3, and 4. And we'll go side. I'm going to do them in first, just to show you another option. As long as those legs are staying straight, we've got them candy cane spirals. Excellent. And back. Then back. Go 1. And close. And 2. And close. 3. And close. And 4. And close. And side. Close. Lifting and lengthening through that right side. Think of your weight being centered. Good. And we're going to rise here. Good. And try to balance if you can. Good. And we'll plie and finish. Excellent job with the tendus. Yes. All right. We are going to move on to dégagés. And we are going to only do these in first, going forward, and then we're going to do them going side as well. Okay? The quickness, the speed of it is going to go first off and come back. First off and come back. Yes? So it gets there, and then it spreads out and pulls it back. Make sure the moment you pull here, think of pulling that fifth metatarsal, that fifth toe, back so you can really maintain that candy cane turnout.
How high do we put our, how high do we go?
That's a great question. Leah asked, how high should my dégagé go? It should not go very high. It's just enough to extend off the floor and then it comes back. So it's a hip and a back, and a hip and a back. You can, when you're done with the lower level or the lower dégagé, you can move up and do like a bakmas with the same combination, just to add a little bit of a challenge if you would like. Sound good?
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go. The music is going to be jetés on.
Okay.
All right. And first, down. We're going to go 1, and back. 2, 3, 4. Then side, just close first. First leg, 1, and 2, 3, 4. And side, close. always go with the fifth combination as well as doing the back. And you can always turn away from the bar and do one side if you would like. Okay? All right, let us continue to move on. Ronde de jambes.
Okay.
All right, with our ronde de jambes, there are two different ways you can do this. As you come up, we're still going to keep our hands here so that we can make sure that our lower body's doing exactly what it should be. You're going to come forward, and then we're going to come to our second position. So we're not going side because then our hips are going to open, but coming to where our second position is, and then we're going to close them. Okay, we're going to do that twice, and then we'll go side. This is you can stay right there. That's like option one. Option two then is to then, after the first two, go side, and then draw that line, whoop, back. It's keeping it directly behind you so your pelvis is facing forward, yes. And then it'll come forward, and then side, ronde de jambe, don't lift it, and then coming back. So we will do that. Yes. Does that sound good? Oh, and then if you would like to, we'll add full. We'll do two with the full as well. Yes?
Yes.
And you can do this en dedans and en dehors. So you can do it forward and you can do it backward if you would like.
Do we have to do it with the bar, or can we do it without the bar?
You want to try without the bar? Or are you asking for at home?
I'm asking for like.
Oh, at home. Yes, that's a great question. I got you. Yeah, no, at home you definitely don't have to use the bar. You can use your kitchen table or a chair, or, I mean, more power to you. You want to balance, go for it. Yeah, we'd love that. All right, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right, here we go. Preparatory position. Ready? First stand up, place. Going forward. Side and close. Squeezing, try not to bend that knee. Forward. Side and close. You can, this is the option now. Side, back, and close. Good, and brushing. Side, back, close. Excellent. Now we're going to try to do hold. Forward, side, back, and close. Forward, side, back, close. Other side now. Forward, side, and close. Keeping that candy cane spiral. And close. Good. Side, back, and close. Side, and back, and close. Now pull forward, side, back, and close. Try to keep it as fluid as you can. Good, and we're going to plie and up. Try to balance. Good, and plie. Arms open, and finish. Excellent job, yes. All right, as I said, we can do that in, you can do dégagé, or you can do that ronde de jambe. You can also take it to 45 degrees. You can take it to 90 degrees. You can take it higher if you so please, to help modify whoever's taking the class with you. Make sure those hips stay down and you stay nice and healthy while you pull out from your hip sockets using your candy canes. Think about moving this muscle away from your hip socket. All right, are you guys ready to jump? Yes? All right, so we're gonna do some sautés. So we've been really working through that plie, then pressing through to that releve. So then what we're going to do now is we're going to point and jump. Yes? We're going to jump and jump and jump and jump. Yes? And so what I'm going to do is come in front of the bar. We're going to do it without the bar. Okay? So for arms, you have the option. You may keep them here. You may move them to first. If this is going to happen, so if we're going to look like this, what might be something I do?
Maybe keep it down here.
Okay, that would be a great option. Can you think of anything else?
Keep Keep your arms strong.
Okay, I could strengthen my arms. One other thing you might do at home is coming from first to second. You can put your arms on your elbows, or your arms on your elbows. You can put your hands on your shoulders with your elbows creating a 90-degree angle here, and it'll help strengthen your back so that you can have nice strong arms in whatever position you please. Yes? So I will put my arms here because I don't want to balance too bad. Okay? Closing our ribs. Remember, it's plie, press through your toes, extend through your toes, toes come down, and then you plie and straighten. And we're going to do 8-ish of these, maybe 2 sets. Yes?
Which song?
It is the, brain come to me. Should be.
Adagio is next.
No.
Releve.
Yeah, I believe.
Okay, we'll listen. Tell me if it's wrong.
I'll let you know. Okay. My bad.
It's okay. Ready now?
Yes. Excellent tendu, and then close. We can also do an échappé, so we can jump from first to second to first. Yes, here we go. And do up, open, shoulder, shoulder, plie. This would be the time that you can do those as well. Or, I'm sorry, changemas. That's the right word. My bad. All right, we ready to move on?
Yep.
All right, let's keep going. We are gonna go across the floor.
Okay.
All right, so let's just push this bar back a little bit. All right, so everything across the floor, we wanna try to do in like hallways. Yes, I often tell my students to do it in the grocery store lines, but because we're not going anywhere, you can find a hallway at home. Just be safe not to hit walls. So for the sake of our class today, we're going to keep our hands on our hips as we go across the floor. We're going to start with chassés. So as you're chassé, you're going to step through those toes, come up and come down. Okay?
Okay.
So hips are going to go all the way to the music towards Miss Dana.
Are we switching feet or are we keeping one foot?
What a great question. Leah asked, should I switch my feet between right and left, or should I keep the same foot the whole time? That is completely up to you. It is easier to just focus on the one foot, but if you feel like you got it, you can totally switch between the 2 feet. Okay? Do you mind showing both for me?
Okay.
Yes? And remember, just stay with the music.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Oh, sorry, music or just?
We can just demonstrate.
Okay.
Is that okay? All right, belly button. Shoulders down. Yes. Pointy. Pointy. No heels. Good. And then just come back. Same way. Pointy. 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 Good. So the only thing I would tell Leah to really work on is really extending through her feet. And then as she does to choose to switch her feet, to really make sure it's passing. And she's really presenting that leg as it comes. Do you mind just doing one way for me?
Like one foot.
Just straight on right chassés. Don't switch this time. Yeah? Here we go. 6, 7, 8, and chassé. Chassé. Beautiful. Excellent. Come on back. Yes. Yep. So, other option. Yes? Good. All right. The other thing we're going to do are some gallops across the side. So starting in first, we're going to tendu, step together. Good. Close and go back the other way. Excellent job. Beautiful. right. We're gonna refrain from leaps and kind of big jumps, anything too big, just because we don't know what kind of floor you're on or where you're choosing to do this. Before we go, am I okay? Let's keep going for a hot second more. Okay. Before we go, I want to talk about 2 other things you can be working on at home. And one, come on out, is going to be passing through. So keeping our hands on our hips, we can practice coming up and trying to stand in a passe. Okay, or really the retrait, right? Passe is going to pass through, while retrait is more just holding that position. Her heel is going to come forward. Yes, good. Yeah. And then another option is to always add that releve. Okay? Some of our friends might be having worked on pirouettes. If that's something you're doing, you can step through first, then through fifth. Second, you're going to cut through that 4th position, and then you can just work on coming to that passe, or you can work on trying to really push up. That is another option. Yes, really rotating those legs. We can do that on the right and the left. Careful that we're not resting our foot. Yes, we're not turning in. It's not a jazz class. And careful that it doesn't stay too low where we just hook or lift our hips. Something else, yes? The last thing that we can do too is from 5th position, you can tendu forward and work on just like the dégagé, but this time stepping up onto it and piquing and coming down. Piqué and down. Piqué and down. And what we're trying to do is refrain from this bent knee to push, right? We don't want to do that. We really want to come through here, onto the straight leg, and then coming back. Yes? So piqué is something that is easy to work on at home that can really, really help, because that can help with your chaîné turns, that can help with your piqué turns. Yes, all of those things that you can work on later on. I also recommend us doing a kind of a freeze dance and free dance. So putting on your favorite song and definitely doing something that's lots of fun. And then at the end of every ballet class, we always want to finish with a reverence, which we want to thank our friends that are dancing with us via virtual class. And we want to thank our teachers at the studio or whoever's teaching the class as well to show appreciation towards them. And like I said, that's just the structure of ballet class in general, and people do it all around the world, yeah? So we're gonna finish with a nice little reverence, and then you guys can freeze dance at home. Like I said, don't forget our levels, okay? If you're in a class with me, we talk about levels starting really, really small and growing. We talk about the quality of the movement, so like you're painting a picture, or super sharp and strong, right? All of that says something super different. All right, Miss Tina, we're going to finish with our reverence. Yes.
Mia, are you up for doing your ballet 2 dance? You think if I have the music, can you do what you know?
I mean, we're still working on it, and I can't really do it because we have to do back bends.
Okay.
I always slip.
Okay. All right. All right. Are we ready for reverence?
Yes. Stretching at home, and we hope to see you guys real soon.
Yes. Don't stop recording yet. Don't stop recording yet.
Don't.
Don't.
Don't
Actually,
stop
go ahead.
recording.
Stop.
What are you saying?
Stop recording.
Hi, I'm Leah, and this is Ballet 2's music so that you can practice at home.
Good job, Leah.
Forgive me if I do something wrong. You practice what you know.
Sorry, I gotta get to it first. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. No problem.
Entry of the Gap Gladiators, right?
Yes, that is us.
Sorry. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Plie, straighten. Plie, straighten. Ha, 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 ha. Plie, and jump. Chasse. Plie, jump, and chasse. And skip. Pointy toes. Thank you. Pointy, pointy toes. You can do it. 5, 6, 7, 8, and tendu, passe, tendu, close, chasse, and tendu, passe, tendu, close, and chasse, and arms go first, second, and third, fourth, and drop, go fifth, and open, down, again, go first, second, and third, and fourth, and arm drops to go to fifth. I go to elevate, and 2 turns, 1, 2, and float down to fifth.